Calici, and I have been a college professor for 18 years. And I never thought that I would ever be in crypto because I taught medicine. I taught holistic medicine for my whole career because I was really passionate about the body, physical and mental health. And what happened to me was during the pandemic, I went and did humanitarian work down in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Guatemala, and I was actually building houses, William. I was building earth ships, which is similar to 3D printing, but it's built out of trash and recycled materials. I was working on farms. It's getting super dirty, taking care of animals like chickens and goats and things like that. And some of the projects in developing countries are using what's called tokenomics to create a flourishing system, to do fundraising, to do borderless payments. You guys know what tokenomics is? Does anybody know?
What?
Tokenomics? No? So tokenomics is when you have a project, like there's something that you want to create, like the 3D housing, for example, right? But you don't want to use traditional fundraising, you don't want to use like a crowdsourcing campaign, or you don't want people to just send you checks, so you can create a token, right? And you can use that token for people to send crypto, and they can do that from all over the world, anywhere in the world. They can buy that token, and then you can use those funds for the project. And not only were they doing that, but then they were distributing these tokens in the community, and people were bringing garbage and recycling the garbage and getting paid in the tokens. They were creating a whole economy separate from the economy of the local governments, like a whole new economy just by using this token. And that's when I got so excited about the possibilities that we can create our own financial systems for our community. And that could be anything. That could be a token, it could be an NFT. There's a lot of different things that we can create. What's next? Yeah, go ahead, William.
What's your doctorate in?
Transformational studies, and my research was I interviewed women from all different kinds of medicine around the world, from Asia and Africa and South America, and looked at all the themes of world medicine. We could talk after class if you want to know more. So I'm a professor. I did a master's at Columbia. I did my doctoral work in San Francisco. I've been working in the crypto space for less than a year, actually. I got recruited to work at a media company, and I was doing stories and videos and interviews with all these really cool people in the space. And I left that company a few weeks ago, and I started my own company called Catchfire, which I'll tell you about Catchfire at the end of the presentation. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So that's a little bit about me. Those emblems are some of the universities where I've taught. I've taught at about 10 different universities in the US, and I love teaching. So, okay, next slide. Okay, so who knows what an NFT is? Go ahead, Genesis.
NFT is a non-fungible token.
Right. Yeah, and so what's the difference between fungible and non-fungible? Do you know?
That's a good question.
Go ahead. What was your name again? Alejandro?
That there's only one of it.
Okay. So it's a unique asset, right? So like a dollar, if you have a dollar in your wallet and I have a dollar in my wallet, we can just swap them. Doesn't matter, right? Your dollar is the same as my dollar. You can't do that with a non-fungible asset. It's a unique item. So if I have a Mustang and you have a Porsche, we're not going to trade my Mustang for your Porsche because they're unique. Go ahead.
Wouldn't that also be like kind of like real estate because like each house is unique?
100%. Yeah, that's exactly what non-fungible is. So in this context, NFT, in the context of crypto and blockchain, we're talking about a unit of code stored in a digital ledger using blockchain technology. So those are a lot of big words, and I want to make sure everybody understands what all those words mean. So who knows what a blockchain is? Have you guys talked about that yet today? Not yet? Okay.
No? Okay.
Go ahead. You know what a blockchain is?
Like, kind of like, not really, but like powers like all the cryptos and what's like behind it.
Right, it's a layer where all of that lives, for sure. Does anybody else know what a blockchain is? No idea? You look like you know.
Like the code that stores all the information.
Yeah.
Like once something exists on the blockchain, it stores it.
For sure. So it's otherwise known as a digital ledger. So about 500 years ago, we invented accounting. What's this dude's name? So about 500 years ago, we invented accounting, right? And the way that they did that is they just wrote it down, right? And they said, like, you have this much money, and, you know, we're keeping a record of this, we subtract this much, we add this much, right? This is this record that they made, and that's the basis of accounting. And then gradually now in your lifetimes, you've seen accounting online. So you've seen QuickBooks, or you've seen some kind of online record at your bank. You look up your bank statement online, right? And you have that record online. This is the next version of accounting. I hear a lot of clicking. Why is there so much clicking happening? Okay, so the next version of this is the blockchain. And the blockchain, it has a secure algorithm that protects everything so that it's validated, and all that information is getting updated in real time as people add to that blockchain. And NFT is one of the things that can be stored on that blockchain, so you can see it, you can use it, you can trade it, you can buy it, you can sell it. You don't have to understand how it works in the same way you can get on an airplane and fly on an airplane. You don't have to understand how the airplane flies. You can just use it. So this is something you can use for buying, trading, storing, investing in this kind of particular asset, okay? Is that pretty clear? Somebody explain it back to me. Who wants to explain it back to me? Go ahead.
The blockchain is an algorithm that basically protects everything inside it, and it prevents it from hackers invading it. And technically, in this case, for the NFTs, it's like for people to not have, for being like an NFT and not just an NFT, right? It would be,
Yeah.
if it was a fungible token, it would be NFT, right?
Yeah.
So what the blockchain does is protects it, making it like an NFT, a real one, and secure it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Cool. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so NFT tokens are mostly held on the Ethereum blockchain. So I don't know if you know this, but there's lots of different blockchains. You guys know that? You know that there's the blockchain where Bitcoin is, and then there's the Ethereum blockchain, and there's other blockchains besides that. So there's more than one blockchain. So there's different blockchains, and then they use something called smart contracts. Does anybody know what a smart contract is? Yeah, you do. Somebody knows. Okay, so it's part of the agreement. You know how when you make an agreement to like buy, somebody mentioned house, right? Somebody mentioned real estate. So when you have an agreement to buy something, you have like that written agreement about like that you're transferring it, and now there's, you know, new ownership for it. That's a contract. And now we have those, but they live on the blockchain so that they execute whatever the agreements are that are happening for those assets on the blockchain. So it's very similar to like ones that we use in real life, but now it's on the blockchain. So anyway, so most of them live on the Ethereum blockchain, and we can and they're supported through these other blockchains: Flow, Wax, Tezos, Solana. Have you heard about any of these other ones? Are these familiar to you? William, you've heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay. In what context?
Mostly I was doing a research project for school on
Okay.
blockchains.
Okay.
So I just saw them in a research article, that's it.
Nice. Okay, next one. Awesome. Okay, so NFT statistics. So how many NFTs do you think there are? How many people have NFTs? Have you guys have seen the apes, right? Have you seen the goblins? Have you
Yeah.
seen all of them on the internet? You've seen them on Twitter or wherever, yeah? So how many do you think there are? Millions? Billions? Trillions? Well, so there's about 360,000 people that own NFTs, right? The last time that I did the research. That's not very many people. That's like one neighborhood in Miami, right? That's like not a lot of people. They have a lot of popularity, and people are creating projects all the time, but actually it's still a really small market at a very high value. So it's worth a lot. Everybody wants to make money. You said you want to make money. There's a lot of value in this market, like big bucks, but it's actually not that many actual assets in this market. China is the country with the biggest interest in NFT. The most expensive NFT sold for $90 million. That's a lot of money, yeah? Most NFTs sell for less than 200. I own an NFT, and I'm going to talk to you about the one I own in the presentation and how much I paid for it. Collectibles are the most popular form of NFTs. Collectibles meaning, like, did you guys play Pokemon when you were kids? Like, what did you collect? Pokemon? Something else? Those are collectibles. Whenever you have something that has a collection and you collect them, that's a collectible. And there's more than 80,000 collections on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so still, small market, big money. Big money, small market. Does that make sense? Some of the thinking around NFTs collections come from things like Pokemon or baseball cards, right? These things that you would collect, right, in real life, actual physical things. Maybe stamps. Did you ever hear about your grandparents like collecting stamps or something like that? Like, it's the same concept, but now we're doing it in digital form. Awesome. What's next? Okay, so do you guys follow the popular NFT collections? Do you guys? No, you're saying no. Do you not like NFTs?
Just a little bit.
You don't know what the collections are?
Yeah, today's just the first one.
Oh, perfect. This is the perfect opportunity to learn about it. Okay, does anybody else not familiar with NFT collections? Go ahead.
Well, the one I mostly know about is the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Awesome. So we saw a photo of that one earlier. You guys know of any
So
other?
I mean, so that's 5 of the members sell off their NFTs and go to doing better with their lives.
Okay.
That was one of the probably advantage of the Discord.
Okay.
There's one, like, it's called Invisible Friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nobody knows my hand.
Nice. Go ahead. I can't hear you. What's he saying? Lions? Yeah, for sure.
I don't know the name of them. The one of the monkeys.
Okay.
It's 4 days.
That's the monkey one. Yeah.
I've heard of like the wild cats.
Okay.
Like the growing.
Nice. Okay, so some of you are familiar, like you're not familiar, but they look like this. They look like pictures. And any picture that you make can become an NFT. And we're going to talk in the presentation also about how you do that. So it just looks like a picture. Some of them are more popular than others. So the dollar amount, since this is a money class and you guys like money so much, I put the money on the slide for you. This is the highest value of CryptoPunks, over $2 billion. Sandbox, $442 million. VFriends, $188 million. These are collections that's the value of the collection. You can go to the next slide. There's more on the next slide.
Who sets the value of those collections?
That's a really good question. So the way that it works is like the artist releases the collection at a certain price, like in the same way that you would go to a gallery opening and it would be an artist that you like and all the paintings are hanging on the wall and this one's $5,000 and this one's $10,000 or whatever. When the collection is released, there's a price that's set, but then it starts trading in the same way.
So is it a well-renowned artist?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So what makes a popular NFT collection? Generally, it's the community around the collection and that the community believes that it has value.
Demand of the
Supply and demand. So some of these are connected to certain organizations, some are connected to certain influencers, and some are connected to other projects like a Metaverse. So for example, the one here on the far right, the Decentraland, that's actually a Metaverse. We're going to talk about the Metaverse and what the Metaverse is. But so this is like, have you been in the Metaverse? No. Has anybody been in the Metaverse?
I don't know.
One person has been in the Metaverse. 2 people have been in the Metaverse. Okay, did you play Roblox when you were kids? Like, did you
Yeah.
play? Yes? Yes? You've been in Roblox? Yes? Okay, so it's the same thing as that, except it's new. And there's 300 of them. And Decentraland is one of them. And you would log in and it would be connected to your wallet. Right, your crypto wallet is how you spend money. Like when you played Roblox, right? You ask your mom, can I buy something in Roblox? And then your mom would give you money, right? That's what the wallet is. The wallet is where the crypto is that allows you to buy things in these spaces, right? So some of these collections are connected to founders who have a lot of influence and people want to buy into their community. Some of them are connected to other technology things like a metaverse. And those are some of the factors that influence the popularity and the value of the collections. One of the critiques, which I think I've heard this from somebody, one of the critiques, but maybe it was you, William, of these collections is sometimes there's a lot of hype and like maybe a celebrity endorsement or like a lot of noise and everybody spends a bunch of money on it, but it doesn't really have any value. It's not actually a good NFT. And I'll explain the difference between a good NFT and a not so good NFT. So anybody have any questions about these collections or what they are, or how it works? Go ahead.
How can someone can release
How can they what?
release?
You want to make your own collection?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how. It's in about maybe 5 more slides. I'm going to tell you how. Yeah. Any other questions? What was your name? Joe? Is this kind of clear to you, like what an NFT is? Pretty good so far? Okay, nice. All right, next one. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk about utility. Do you guys know what utility means? No. So will you explain to him what utility is? Right. So like a website, for example, right? Like why would you go to Amazon.com? What would be the point of going there?
Reliable, fast.
But what do you do there? Go ahead.
2-day shipping.
Okay, 2-day shipping. But why do you go to
Buy and
Amazon.com?
sell.
To buy stuff or sell stuff. That's why you go there. So is it a good place to go? Does it have purpose in your life? What about like, what socials are you guys on? Like, what are you on? Snapchat, Instagram? What are you on? TikTok. Okay, you're on TikTok. Why do you go to TikTok? Okay, you get entertained. What else? What else you get? I know you guys are doing stuff on TikTok. I know this. Are you creating content on TikTok? Why are you creating content?
For fun.
for fun, for social value. Maybe you get really popular and then you make money doing it, right, as an influencer. So that's utility. Utility is there's a purpose to it, right? So why do we have these NFT collections? You asked about the value of NFTs. So these are some, I'm going to tell you about 8 different ways that NFTs have value, that they're useful, okay? So the first is redeemability. So you can exchange an NFT for a physical good. So for example, there are these cars, and you can actually get, there's an auction where you can actually get a real Lamborghini with your NFT. Let's kill the cell phones and yeah, the presentation won't be very long and you can go back to your cell phones, I promise. So you can actually use this NFT as an auction to get a car in real life, okay? So like this is one of the utilities is that you hand these out as like a contest or there's like an Easter egg or like, ooh, a surprise, and you get some other kind of gift. Another way is a membership. So do you guys have any memberships? Like do you belong to anything here? Do you guys have gym memberships? Do you guys have Netflix membership? You're saying no, you have no memberships. You don't have any subscriptions on your phone whatsoever. No subscriptions. iTunes, nothing? No? Okay, well you're probably using some of those. You guys probably have Zulu on your, on your TV at home or something like that. Any kind of memberships that you can create communities around these memberships, and you can use NFTs to do that. You can use it for education. So you were talking about how you'd like to democratize and create equality in education. So one of the things you can do is you can create galleries. So the Vatican, for example, do you guys know what the Vatican is? Yes? No? Some people don't know? Everybody knows? Raise your hand if you don't know what the Vatican is. The Vatican.
Rome, the Vatican, the Pope.
Okay, so there's beautiful ancient art in the Vatican, right, in Rome, but not all of you in your lifetime are going to be able to go to Rome, but you might be able to go into the Metaverse and you might be able to see all this work as if you were seeing it in real life. And you might even be able to do it with augmented reality or VR, where you have some kind of headset and you actually feel like you're in the space, right? This is another way you can use an NFT. You can also use it for real estate. Someone mentioned real estate, right? You can use it to buy real estate in the Metaverse or real life, both. Okay, next one.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Real quick. I heard once that through NFTs you can buy like very small, kind of like fractional shares, but in real estate.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you explain how that works for a second?
Yeah.
Not in the Metaverse, but
In real life,
physical
right?
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way to, so you know how like one Bitcoin, right now it's crashed, so it's probably worth about 20,000, but one Bitcoin can be broken up into all different pieces. So that's one of the things that you can do with the blockchain is that you don't have to have a whole piece of something, you can have a piece of something. So you can do that also with the real estate where like a bunch of people own it together in little pieces, and groups are getting together. There was a group that got together, I think they bought one of the constitutions or some kind of document, very old document for like tens of millions of dollars, something like $40 million, something they wouldn't have been able to do by themselves, but they were able to do it as a group. And there was another group that bought a basketball team, I think. Did you guys hear about this? They bought a basketball team. They got together. Now, there's not one person in this room that could buy a basketball team, but together you could buy a basketball team, right? So they create these organizations, these decentralized organizations, where they're able to purchase things together as a group, and that's what fractionalized would be if you guys were all sharing some kind of ownership in an asset, like in
Like an
real estate.
You do it in airplanes.
In airplanes?
Yeah.
Yeah, airplanes is a good
Fractional shares of
example.
airplanes. Like
100%.
That exists.
Yes.
It's been around for about 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now it's just going to a lot of different markets. Did that guy want to come in?
Maybe.
Do you want to come in? No, you don't want to come in? Hi.
Are you coming?
Do you want to
in?
come in? Yeah, of course. We're talking about NFTs. Okay, next slide. Okay, so these are a few of the other utilities. So medical records. How many times have you guys had to go to the doctor and fill out the same form? And then you go to a different doctor and you fill out the same form. And then you go to the emergency room because you cut yourself, you need to get stitches, and then you need to fill out all the forms again. Oh my God, and then the forms, right? Okay, so this is not a good use of like collecting and storing data. And then you move to another town and then you gotta fill out all the forms all over again. Okay, like it's annoying, right? So one of the things you do, you can use like an NFT or you can use a blockchain to store that information, and then everyone can have access to it and you don't have this hassle, right? They're using it with supply chains, they're using it with medical records. Restaurants. So do you guys know who Gary Vee is? Yeah, you guys know Gary Vee? Okay, so he's using his NFT to create a restaurant in real life. So they're creating a fly fish club in New York City. That's another utility for NFTs. Publications. So people are using NFTs for books, for songs. I have a friend that makes songs, and then he has a party in the metaverse, and then you go into the party in the metaverse, and he drops the song into your backpack as an NFT. Like, it'd be like downloading it from iTunes, but now it's an NFT, and you just collect it when you're in the metaverse, because that's like another use for.
Because Snoop Dogg is releasing his album.
Snoop Dogg's doing an NFT album?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he did that from like Spotify and
Yeah. And now you're bypassing Spotify, right? You're going peer-to-peer, which is what a blockchain is. The blockchain is peer-to-peer. So you're going peer-to-peer, and you can skip iTunes and Apple and Spotify and all these people. They don't get to take any of your money. You go to direct-to-consumer. So this is really exciting. And the last one is AI. So have you guys seen the robots now? Like the AI bots? You guys seen them? Like the avatars and stuff? So you can create NFT avatars. I'm going to show you on another slide what they look like. And I have a friend that's building a company, and she licensed one of these these AI bots, and she's training its brain to work at her company. She gets to train the brain of the AI, and then the AI gets to be one of her employees, which is like super interesting. Okay, next. Questions so far? Okay, stand up, shake it off. Let's get some energy going. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Shake it off. We're halfway through the presentation. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna survive. You're gonna have a good time. Yeah, stretch it up. Yes, you're good? Okay, sit back down. Excellent. We're halfway done. And then you guys can ask me all the questions. So we talked a little bit about the metaverse. There's a lot of metaverses. I have been in Decentraland and TCG World. I haven't been in Sandbox. Do you guys know how you access these? How you get into these metaverses? What's that? You don't need a headset.
You just search it up like on Google.
Yeah, you just on your laptop. You guys could go on these screens right now. Maybe we do it after when we're done. But yeah, you just go right in through the computer. Don't go now while I'm talking, but when we're done, if you guys want to go. We can go into the metaverse. I can show you around Decentraland. I can show you the club where my friend does his concerts, right? But these are different metaverses. So now they're creating NFT avatars. I think it's on the next slide. Is it on the next slide? Yeah. So now they're creating these avatars that are NFTs that you can go into the metaverse, and you can be anybody that you want. You can be any race, you can be any ethnicity, any gender, any color, you can use your wallet to buy things for your avatar in that space. Like if you want to buy them costumes, or you want to like all the different assets like you did in those video games when you played, and you would buy like a sword, or you would buy, some kind of. You can buy land. Yeah. Yeah, you can build a house. You can rent your house to someone else. 100%. You can do all of those things. You can go on vacation. You can have a party. So this is one of the relationships between NFTs and Metaverse that's available to you. What does this have to do with money? Somebody tell me what this has to do with money, since you guys like money so much.
I don't understand what we can benefit from buying a property. I see people buy dogs.
Yeah. What do you think the benefit might be?
It just seems like such a waste of money.
What do you think the benefit might be?
Priced as if it was in real life, and I don't see how that could be beneficial to anybody.
Anybody have an idea? Go ahead.
Maybe because if you, well, for example, if you take a yacht, and if there's like a little more less gas, the price of the gas increases.
Okay. So supply and demand if people want the ads. Okay.
It's like investing in Bitcoin.
Do you have an idea?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Because I'm a collector.
You're a collector?
Yeah, I collect coins.
Coins, okay.
And
Bitcoins?
No, coins, real
Ah,
coins.
okay.
Mexican real coins.
Mexican
Real
coins.
value coins.
So I think that the issue here is the greed, the ambitious, because
Right.
as a collector you know that you have the only Mexican 1969 peso.
Okay.
That's the material, and here's the same, because
Okay.
I have an NFT.
I think
that
someone's
you-
trying to come in behind you as
but
well.
you can't. Because now I have an NFT in my wallet
Yeah.
that you can't afford.
Right.
And that I have the only one in the whole.
Okay.
So it's more an issue that a man will understand what necessarily a girl.
Yeah.
Because we are
Ooh,
more
that was-
competitive in that area, in that space.
Oh,
Well, that's
No,
a-
it is because
That was
they-
definitely not
they are-
good.
They are more intelligent than us.
What, the women?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so women are smarter and don't spend their money on Mexican coins. I think that was the point of the story. Who knows why? Who knows why real estate is valuable in the metaverse?
But for example, you have a-
Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a pause. Give me a pause. Who knows why real estate is valuable in the metaverse?
It's the same reason that real estate is valuable in your life.
Why?
You can't like own the same piece of land as someone else. Like, you can just go to the corner and buy someone's land.
Okay.
Or a Ferrari, because I have a 589 Spider.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you. We just wanna focus a little bit on the students. We're gonna come back to you. Okay, so real estate in the metaverse, right? It's actually a destination. It's actually someplace that you go, right? So
Like Disneyland.
what's
So
that?
you're creating a Disneyland version.
So you're actually creating land, like a place where people will actually gather. So in virtual spaces, you guys are used to navigating a lot of virtual spaces for free, right? Anything you guys are doing on TikTok or Facebook or any of these things, you guys are used to navigating all those places for free. But what if you wanted to go someplace that had like privacy, that was like a special party? Like what kind of music do you like? House music. So someone's doing a house music party on a certain destination inside there. And if you were to go to a house party in real life, like if you were to go to Ultra or something like that, you would have to buy a ticket and you would have to go to a location. So imagine your favorite DJ or your favorite artist is playing at this specific location in the metaverse, and you need to get in and you need to buy a ticket to go to that specific location. The person that owns that real estate is earning that money for the ticket for you going to that house party in the metaverse at that location. And that's like one of like 1,000 different examples of things, activities, real activities that are happening all the time, and they have to happen in a location, and that location is the real estate in the metaverse. Does that make sense? No, we need to focus on the kids. Okay, go ahead.
So why can't you just like create a website with your own location? What if you buy it?
Well, because everybody is in here and everybody's using this, right? So this is like, that's like me saying, why don't you make your own TikTok? It's like, you could make your own TikTok, you could make your own metaverse, right? But this is like actually a destination where there's already a few million users that are already in that space, using that space. And so they've created the platform for you. So there are places you can go in the metaverse for free, but like people, in order for them to build something for you to do in there, they have to actually buy the land and build something for you. Otherwise, what are you doing in there? Like, what's there? It's just a blank slate if no one's building something for you to go to. Is that better? More clear? Helpful? Okay, next slide. Okay, so who wanted to know? You wanted to know how to start an NFT project. Has anyone in here ever done an NFT project or know how to do it? Okay, go ahead, Genesis.
I did one with my little brother, he is an artist.
Okay.
And so we put together his little, we digitalized his art.
Yeah.
So it was physical.
Yeah.
And then we put it online.
Amazing. What kind of art was it?
Art? I don't know.
Amazing. Okay. And then where did you put it? What marketplace did you use?
OpenSea.
So you put it and then you were selling it. Did you sell any of them?
Something you had last time, I'll just see if
Amazing. We have an NFT entrepreneur in the room. Anyone else? Okay. This is a kids thing, so you guys, you can listen, but we're just going to focus on the kids. Thank you. Okay, so you do exactly what Genesis said, which is you have to create something that you're then going to upload, right? So you can create any kind of digital art, even if it's something that you scan and you upload or you actually make, right? And then there's different sites that will actually create the code for you. How did you create the code for your NFTs?
That's a good question.
Did you have a coder or did you use a platform to create the
I
code?
used a platform.
Okay, so there are different platforms like Nifty Kitty that will actually make the code for you. Then you put it in the marketplace. Have you guys ever seen an NFT marketplace? You guys, yeah? You've been to which one? OpenSea? Okay, Solana as well? Nice. Which one have you been to?
Oh, no, I was gonna ask a question. Do those places charge some sort of commission?
They do have fees.
Is it flat or percentage?
It depends on the marketplace. It depends. You have to look and research to see which one has the best options for you. And then people can buy them. Like she was saying, people can buy them and you can set the price. And then the other thing you can do is resell them. So remember when we looked at those really popular collections in the beginning? You can resell them. So you can buy it for $100 and sell it for $200, or buy it for $200 and sell it for $300. That's how you make money trading NFTs, okay? And so you need a few basic things. You need, the art, you need to upload it. But then like with your brother, right, if your brother doesn't have some kind of marketing or some kind of community, right, that's supporting him and excited about his NFTs, then they're just going to sit there in the marketplace. No one's actually going to buy them. So you need to have some kind of utility for it. You need to have community. You need to have a spokesperson. You need to have something going on other than just like you put it there and then you're just like waiting, right? Unless it like accidentally gets popular. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the NFT that I own. That's my NFT, and she is part of the Tuttle tribe. Do you guys know who Julia Tuttle is? You guys don't know who Julia Tuttle is? She is the founding mother of Miami. She is like our mama. She's our queen. She's like the founding mother of Miami. And we belong to something called the Tuttle tribe, which is Web3 Equity is an organization. And anybody that mints, which means buys the NFT for the organization, gets to go to all these events that support women learning about Web3, gender equity, women getting into blockchain, women getting into crypto. So it's an organization that supports women, which is why I bought the NFT. It cost me about $200 for her, and she lives in my wallet. She lives in my MetaMask wallet. Does anyone else have an NFT? You do? What do you have?
Yeah, but it just
It's terrible?
Yeah,
What is it?
It's like all like cozy.
Okay, you don't like it?
Yeah, no, like it has no value now.
Okay,
No one's been able to sell their project yet, so I'm just holding it.
all right. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I have some copper cats.
Okay.
They were at the crypto, not the NFT week.
Nice,
Yeah.
awesome. Anybody else? You guys have NFTs? How many people have a wallet on their phone? You do? Which one do you have?
MetaMask wallet.
You have a MetaMask wallet. Anybody else? MetaMask? MetaMask?
MetaMask experts,
Nice. I have about 10 wallets on my phone.
I don't know, but it's got in my wallet, so I don't know.
Which one? You made your own wallet?
No, it's called my wallet, but I don't
Oh, it's called My Wallet. So you don't have anything in it? You don't have currency in it?
No.
Okay. So your NFT lives in your wallet. If you guys want to come after, I'll show you my wallet. I'll show where it lives, if that's something that's interesting to you. Your wallet is where the money's coming and going. For those of you that you say you want the money, that's where it's coming and going. Okay, next slide. We're almost done. So NFT, do you guys know that right now, while we're having this very conversation, there are 15,000 people attending NFT Week in New York City? Did you guys know that? Right now, in this very moment, there are 15,000 people talking about NFTs in New York City. It is a massive event. When they started the event, there was like 1,000 people, and now like 3 years later, there's 15,000 people. Spike Lee gave a talk last night about how he's gonna use NFTs in his movies, okay? This is a massive, massive growth for this market. Did you guys know that in March, we had NFT Week here in Miami? Did anybody go to that? You went to that? It was epic, it was amazing. Did you guys know that right before that, we had NFT LA out in Los Angeles? Massive event, thousands of people who are very excited about NFTs and want to use NFTs to make money, make movies, make music, make art, make avatars, make real estate, all the things, okay? Next slide. Catch fire, that's me dancing at a party. So one of the cool things about my parties is that if you come to my party, it's in the metaverse and it's in real life at the same time. How do I do that? I take these screens like you guys have here, I log into the metaverse on the screen. There's a screen with a webcam that's recording you guys. That's projected into the metaverse. The people in the metaverse can see the screen with all of you guys at the party. And then because of the LED, I can see all the avatars of all the people that are attending my party in the metaverse. So it's happening in both places at the same time. And then we integrate art and different kinds of Oculus and different kinds of AR, VR technology so that you can play and have experiences when you're at the party as well that go beyond just a regular real life experiences. So at my company that I have, I help people to create these events. I create content, different kinds of articles and blogs and newsletters and things like that to celebrate some of these projects, right? If you go to my website, catchfire.co/calendar, I do an aggregate of all of the crypto, blockchain events, everything that's happening in Miami all the time in this space. Since you guys are kind of young, you probably don't have cars. What do you guys, Uber or train? How does that work? My mom takes me. But some of these things are parties, like tonight there's a happy hour. Obviously you're not gonna go to a happy hour at a bar, but some of them are educational, like these conferences that I mentioned. So if you wanna follow that calendar and you wanna keep learning, there's an opportunity to do that. Okay, next slide. So one of my clients at my company is BitBasil. So BitBasil is a local company that's been around for a couple of years, and they support local artists to get into the crypto and NFT space, and they're having a contest, which is why I wanted to tell you about BitBasil. Because if you want to be in their contest, I can give you the information about where to submit your art, and when you submit your art, it's going to go into a gallery that is going to be displayed in real life here in Miami in November and December. And then there's going to be an auction, and they're going to auction off some of the art to support Miami-Dade Tech. And Miami-Dade Tech is a nonprofit organization that teaches all the stuff that I'm teaching you guys about today. And you guys can continue to learn leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills, all these skills, educational technology skills, and if you wanted to participate in that contest, that's something that's coming up soon. Okay, next slide. This is the second to last slide. Sure, you're almost done. I also host something called the Let's Go Crypto Club, which is a Zoom call, and I do this Zoom call twice a month. I'm doing it again on Monday, and each week I have a different topic. Sometimes I talk about what's happening in the markets. You mentioned, was it you that mentioned the market volatility? Like, you know, sometimes it's stable, sometimes it's unstable. Sometimes I talk about DeFis or DAO, or sometimes I talk about NFTs. Like, I have these calls every other week, and people come on and they ask questions, and I teach them everything that's happening in the space. So if you guys ever wanted to come on a Zoom call, you can reach out, you can join the Zoom calls. Okay, next. It is free. And this is it. So if you want to email me, call me, follow me on social media, contact me in any way, that's my contact information. I'm happy to be a resource for you guys and answer any of your questions, and yeah, just support you on your crypto journey. So thank you.